If you can knock someone that far on your very first day of training, then you do not need to spend 10 years just to get that proper power. Throughout my own journey of learning, I had many teachers who would deliberately lie to me, intentionally teaching me the wrong things.
The age-old struggle to explain Zhengjing.
If you are watching this video, you will see me with a student who weighs over 200 pounds. With just one bump, I can send him flying. And that is just using my head. So how can he generate so much power? Let me start with a theory, and it might not be right, but just hear me out. Alright, let me start with an example. In internal martial arts, there is a concept called the Dragon and Tiger Two Jing. The Dragon Jing refers to the power generated from the head, while the Tiger Jing is about to cross that force. You have all seen the video of my student bumping into me. It is the same principle. When his body leans forward, he is using the full force of his entire body to strike the opponent's stable triangle. In fact, a lot of the time, in the old martial arts manuals, the so-called splitting fist, like the old farmer holding the ground, or in Xin Yiquan, they have already told you how to practice it. This technique is called one head shatters the steady. The moment you lean your body forward, the power you generate is immense. Just how immense? It is enough to send anyone flying, even me, and it is simple and repeatable. And even if you are older, just take a look at this video. My student learned this and immediately sent me flying. Our white-haired retired gentleman here, he knocked me back too. So, it does not matter how old you are or what your physical condition is. This power is immense. This so-called old farmer holding the ground posture allows you to unleash your entire body's power, letting you slam your full body weight onto your opponent in an instant. So, when we talk about this process, all you need to do is mimic an old farmer holding the ground, and you will instantly have that whole body power. And this Zhengjing is completely replicable, as long as you get the form right. You can actually have this whole body power from your very first day of training, and be able to knock someone back instantly. You do not need to wait 10-20 years before you can even get started. That is just a complete lie. Alright, first off, if we take a look at this picture, we will notice something quite strange. This is Master Song, peeling a true grandmaster of the internal martial arts. And here we have photos of Song, Lu Tang, and Song, Sun Zhou, practicing push hands. And you will also notice that in these old masters pushing hands, you see their bodies are all hunched over, leaning forward. This seems to be the complete opposite of the upright and centered posture we are taught today. So I have my student get into this triangular stance and brace against me. Now think about it. He's forming a very stable triangle. If I just move my arms and legs, if I just bend my elbows, it is hard for me to push him back because his weight is still slightly leaning forward. It is really hard for me to push him away, just using my arm strength. But if I use the power of my body, look at this picture. As soon as I lean forward, does not the full force of my head go right through? See, I can knock him right off his feet with no effort at all. And it is not just me hitting it. When it hits me, I go flying. So this is a similar state to when I am practicing my PI Chuan or splitting fist.
Now some people might say, your Xin Yiquan looks really weird.
Unorthodox maybe, but if you think about it logically, this is how my students can send it flying in an instant. Even if it is their very first day learning from me, within 5 minutes of training, they can send me flying with just one hit. You know, in the process of teaching martial arts, what I have really come to understand is human nature. Even when something is perfectly scientific, people just cling to their own stubborn beliefs. That is not logical thinking. It is a classic case of analogical thinking. So what is analogical thinking? It is when someone thinks, well, that is how they do it, so that is how I am going to do it too, even if what they are doing is completely wrong. It is like there is a cliff up ahead and everyone is walking right towards it. Well, if I fall off with them, so be it. They have not developed a systematic logical way of thinking. They do not know how to analyze things critically. You know, sometimes we tend to think the best of people. But during my own training, I had many teachers who deliberately misled me, teaching me things that were just plain wrong. And this is, in modern times, an era of extreme material abundance. So think about it, back in the day when material life was not so abundant. Do not you think the old masters must have had even more tricks up their sleeves? So that is why so many people are taught to just stand upright and keep their posture correct. The old masters probably saw this and thought, yeah, just teaching them to stand up straight is good enough. A lot of people get taught this, and I'm going to let you in on a little secret. You need to train like this, you see. And when it comes to making this replicable, that is something you all have to remember. If on your very first day of training, like these guys here from our on-site workshop in Fujian, you can knock me back that far after just an hour of practice. If you can knock someone that far on your very first day of training, then you do not need to spend 10 years just to get this proper power. So when people tell you it takes 10 or 20 years to master Kung Fu, that is just a complete lie. Plus, practicing with this forward, leaning posture is actually great for your lower back and core pressure, making it even better for your overall fitness. So this is the Pichuan, or what we call Longjing in internal martial arts.